fellow cinephiles, and welcome back to the Talk Film to Me podcast, where I talk about films in Kenya, in Africa and beyond. I'm your host, Nkatha. Let's talk film. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Talk Film to Me podcast, where we talk about films in Kenya, in Africa, the voices that shape them, and everything that is interesting and not so interesting about film. Today, I am joined with a maestro on my seat. I must say I'm shaking, so I will read the very nice poem I wrote about him. Today, I am joined by the incredible Maina, who's an award-winning filmmaker whose career has spanned from Nigeria, Kenya, and Berlin in Germany. There's a lot of questions there, but I will get to it. The reason why he's here is because he just released a short film, I think last year, 2024?
This year. Pause for reflection. Pause for reflection.
I just paused so that you could say it. So what I did there? Maybe not. He's won several awards, ZIF, AMVCA, Silicon Valley. Yeah. Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm seated with a very important person. That's the picture I'm trying to paint here, guys. I'm seated with a very important person today. And I want to dive a little bit in his journey, but also about the short film that he's about to tell us about. And hopefully, let's see what we learn about him. So, Mark, please introduce yourself. Is it, I know I've asked this off camera, but Mark, Marcus, Maina, which one should I call you?
So officially, my father and mother gave me Mark Maina.
Okay.
But people have nicknames. And when I was in film school, that's basically what people used to call me. And I just pick it. I think it began with a character. I had a character in a script I wrote that we were filming, and the character was Marcus. So I was like,
interesting.
Marcus. So I think people I also played the role. It was my first time acting. Probably one of the very few I've acted.
Okay.
So people just stuck to it, especially people I began my career with, like my filmmaking journey with. So.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So before we dive into it, we'll first watch the trailer.
Am I speaking to Mr. Tunde?
Yes.
I'm sorry to inform you, Mr. Tunde, your son has died in a car accident this evening. I must ask you to come to the hospital to identify the body.
Which hospital?
Tanya.
Are you ready, sir?
Just do it.
I think I realized what was happening in the park that day. How weird is that?
I mean, I know I just moved into this town 2 weeks ago, but don't you think it's weird that she's not even trying to help her daughter?
Mommy, please, Papa, help me.
Try again. Where's her mother?
Yes, let's start with let's start with this film first of all. As we head back into your journey, like take a step back, pause for reflection. Why the trailer is very catchy. It's obvious it's Nigerian. First of all, as a Kenyan, kwani uko unataka kufanya kazi na sisi?
Nilifanya kazi na sisi.
But
sasa juu umesema tusiende kwa journey, stick with the film. I got a chance to work for a company in Nigeria. It's called Ebony Life.
Okay, let's mix it because it's used. We can zhuzh it up. It's fine. Yeah.
So Ebony Life, is responsible for some of the blockbusters from Nigeria. Wedding Party, Oloture, the Blood Sisters.
This man has done a lot of work, guys. When I tell you I'm seated with a legend,
Thank you.
I am.
So I think when I was there, I was like, I needed to do a film as well. Just, something I'm completely in charge because, of course, most of those projects I've mentioned are Netflix. So these, they control a lot actually because, if Netflix is involved, there's a lot of people involved in decision making, and for me, I just wanted to know how it feels to actually do a film in Nigeria, so that if I decide to come back and actually do a feature, then I have an experience. I have, what it takes, how to negotiate, go around things. So that's when I actually, because at the same time we were also training people. So there were people already in the industry. So I made a lot of friends. So I was like, okay, let me just get a few people that I can work with on this film. They love the script. And it was really based on my experiences when I was there. So I'll dive into like the genesis of it, but that's basically how I ended up now making a film. The same way, maybe I'll talk about the film that I made in Germany. Like whenever you go, I always think it's best to just touch on the industry where you're traveling.
Yeah.
If you go to SA, if you have the opportunity, if you're staying there longer, just test the market, test the audience, test the vibes on set, just get an experience, because you never know, you may not get such an experience, and it shapes you also. It helps
shapes
you,
your thinking a lot.
Exactly,
Yeah, I
because
agree.
then you get to learn different industries, whether professionalism, how it is. And
Okay.
yeah.
So now that's post for reflection. You've seen the trailer and you said you ended up working there because you were working at Ebony Life.
Yeah.
But how did you end up moving your mark Maina?
Yeah.
Ulitokaje Kenya ukajipata Nigeria and then also Germany. How does that fit into your life story?
All right. So I made a film in 2017. It's called Neophobia. Neophobia was selected in Cannes Film Festival in France. It was actually the only African film screening that year. So I was really humbled. Even my crew, because I had my actors, Brian Ogola and Joyce Maina, they didn't believe it. They were like, this little film has made it all the way.
Yeah.
But you learn a lot. Even when I was there, I learned why it was picked. Like it's just how you tell the story. The story can be a very simple story, but it's also the way you approach it. They like to see something unique, a different perspective of what they think about Kenya, Africa in general.
Yeah.
So I now got a chance when I met some people there, and then also now the film was also selected at the Zanzibar Film Festival, and then I met Judy Kibinge, the owner of
DocuBox, yeah.
and I asked her a simple question, because my career is different. Like I have a bachelor's degree in computer science.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what do you mean this man has a background in IT? Crazy.
Yeah, so I think I never really went to film school, like an official film school. So I asked Judy, like when you start winning awards, because by that time I had won like a Macha Fest win, Udada, Kalasha, a couple of local awards.
How did those go? Conversation for another day.
So I asked her, like when you start winning awards, do you need to go to film school? And she was like, okay, I feel like you already have the tools, because I learned from the school of YouTube. And she pointed me to an admin of a film school. His name is Mark as well, like me.
Okay.
So he told me, go and talk to him, ask him, questions, stuff like that. So I approached Mark, hi namesake. I'm like, oh, you're also Mark, he's also a German guy. And we talked, and lo and behold, I think 4 days later.
Wait, just to interrupt you, where is the school that Mark is based in?
It's in Ludwigsburg. Ludwigsburg is on like the lower end of Germany, like the southern part. Middle Southern. And, Judy calls me and she's like, I think you can benefit from this program. We have this international exchange program that, we have 2 guys going to Germany and 2 guys coming to Kenya. And I was like, okay, how long is it? She said, okay, it's 6 to 8 months. So you have to be ready to move and all this stuff. So I was like, okay. So that's basically how I ended up there. I was there for 1 year. I made a few films as well. And then when I came back, I got to talk to producers of 18 Hours. 18 Hours is a feature film that was directed by Kevin Jue. So they had done a kind of rough cut, and then they weren't happy with the person they were working with, and they involved me. And then, we made the film, and then it went to MVCA. Like, we applied for MVCA. It won, best editing, best picture, best East African film, just best overall film as well.
Yeah.
And that's now where I met now all these Oga and Odogus.
Now I'm making the yeah.
So now with them, they were like, we are excited to see your work, and it would be good if you join us. So I was to head the post-production department, and it was a big step because you're now going to live in a different country
again.
Exactly, again.
Yeah.
But I think at the time I enjoyed moving around because I was like, okay, I'm going to Nollywood, and I'm not just going to any company. I'm actually going to an established company.
An established company, one of the biggest there. Actually.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a humbling experience, and that's when now I ended up now working for Ebony Life. Just seeing how they make these big films, and you get to learn a lot as well. Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting journey. Like, I can literally see how you connected the pieces from Germany back to Kenya, then to Nigeria. Yeah. What was your experience there like? And I know because the way us as Kenyans see the Nigerian film industry, we started watching from Afro cinema. Yeah. Now, was that your experience when you got there? What were your expectations and how were they met? Was it above your expectations or below? What was that like?
So like as you say, there's that assumption because even before I left, I really Googled that company, like what kind of movies they've done. Is it Chawi or what?
Yeah.
But I saw, they're doing very kind of Western looking films. Like, I think at that time they had already done Wedding Party. So I was like, Wedding Party cuts across this couple from Europe. They're coming to Nigeria to do a wedding. But at the same time, there's a lot of cultural connotations. Like these all these attires they are wearing. There's all these, the inaitwaje dowry. The dowry
process as well. Yeah,
exactly. So I had the same feelings that, hey, man, Nigeria with the way they make their films, but the moment I landed, you just welcomed like where we are staying, like it was really bougie,
Which city were you staying in?
We have a chef, we have a driver.
Hey, you are living a good life. Which city were you in?
I was in Lagos.
Okay.
In Lagos, VI, it's called Victoria Island. Yes, so then you start to see the journey of the owner, Mo Abudu, how she started.
Yeah.
She actually started with a talk show.
Really?
So you never know.
I never know. I guess I never know.
You might end up there as well.
I just might, guys. I just might.
Yeah. So I think, just seeing how professional they were, it also made me cancel out what expect, what my assumptions were.
Yeah.
Because also more, she prefers, or rather, she started preferring working with foreigners for technical positions. So, like a DOP, she had South Africans. Sound, she also had like people from UK. But things like directing, that one, they have to be Nigerian because you're telling a Nigerian story. So you have to communicate with the Nigerian actors and actresses. But I respected and I understood where she was coming from, because at the same time, as much as maybe we can see there's professionalism, there's also, Nigerians sometimes they learn on set. Like most of them don't go to film school per se.
Yeah. Are there film schools there?
There are quite few, and those that are there are a bit expensive. So, even her, she started a film school. It's called Ebony Life Creative Academy. And that's basically where people are being trained, and it was for free. The only thing you pay is just your travel to the school.
Yeah.
And maybe food for lunch and stuff like that. But fees is covered. And, that's where you learn, okay, some people just out of high school, they just go to a set and follow what people have been doing.
Yeah.
So if, let's say, the routine procedure call where you call for shots, people are like 1, 2, 3. You'll follow it.
You'll
there's
follow,
no camera rolling, sound rolling, all set, action. So it's like 1, 2, 3.
And freeze.
And
like even here for
action.
the podcast, it's can you count me in? Like tell me everything is what? That's crazy. Okay.
So there was a lot of I feel like in Kenya we are very good technically, because also like on my set I remember there was not to throw shade, but my focus puller was actually telling my actress where to look. Like don't look there, look here. I'm like, focus puller,
can you
tell
pull the
my
focus?
actress what to do? I beg.
Can you stop?
Director here.
Oh my God. They have assimilated our Maina.
So I was like, hey, no, that's not how it's done. So of course now there was a lot of relearning for them to do as well.
Yeah.
And I loved also, but their energy is good. Like you find, they shoot films, feature films in 3 days, 4 days. I was given those offers. I was like, it's not possible to do a 20-page per day. And it's a scene, maybe scenes that you need emotions, you need to invest a lot of movement with the camera, you need to be creative. So when you're given that little time, I don't know. So,
and they'd pull it off.
And they pull it off. Like there's one, I was told like tonight, there's this film, we had a director, he fell sick, I don't know, something, but we can't change, the location is there. Can you come in and step in? We have 3 days to do this. I'm like, I know I can... Naweza vumilia, but
Lakini.
I will probably use Marcus as my name on the film.
Not Maina. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, so some of them I just stood back and watch, and I'm like, they actually pull it off. But of course you'll just tell the actors feel tired when you look at this shots. There's a lot of leveraging to do or to make
in post. Yeah. Okay. Wait, did they give you a Nigerian name?
Oga. Mr. Odogu.
Look, like let's have a full shot for this one, the medium shot, that one. Look at Mr. Odogu. Okay.
No, but they respect foreigners as well. I used to be called Mr. Mark, which was, it feels nice. Every now and then, you talk to someone from there. Oh, Mr. Mark, how are you? But here you're like, hey, Buddha. Nyaje.
Nyaje Mark. Like, where's my respect from?
Where's Mr. Mark?
Now, since how long did you stay there, or have you stayed there so far?
So I stayed there for 2 months, 2 years, 3 months.
2 years, 3 months.
Yeah,
Damn.
2 years, 3 months. I just left just after COVID, or in between COVID period. So there was a lot of, you had to be vaccinated. That period was just crazy. You had to get, every hizo shots every time you go, you have to prove that
you've been vaccinated. Yeah.
and
Walking
you've been
around with
tested.
papers
Hizo
to
matest
prove.
pia zilikuwa tu.
Yeah.
Sometimes they were very expensive.
The swabs, yeah.
The swabs.
It was very uncomfortable. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, but I think a lot changed also for them because at that time there weren't many restrictions. Because as a foreigner working there, I think we were getting like the company was paying 230,000 Kenya shillings for a year.
Damn.
But by the time I was leaving, it was almost 1 million. So I think they also felt like they need to encourage more artists from Nigeria to work in these companies rather than importing talent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get.
And it's, I mean, after you've mentioned it, I mean, about maybe how Mo works, I thought about it. And there's an episode I did here because I had gone to Durban for the talent press program and I was just giving my...
Congratulations.
Thanks. Just name dropping.
I saw it. That's nice. Yeah.
Thank you. But when you were saying that, going to these different places changes your perspective. And it's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, yeah. When I came back, like I started seeing our industry differently.
Yeah.
And I guess I want to understand now what you see. Are there I'm sure there are. There are definitely differences because of also how the Nigerian film industry has grown. Despite us shading those two Afro cinemas where they ran for 3 hours and it still has a part 2. Right now, they're doing so much better. And so how can you place the two? That is the Kenyan film industry and the Nigerian film industry.
So you know what I learned? I discovered as much as they're doing all these witchcraft stories, these stories that you're just feeling it's Nigerian, it belongs to them. Like it's their authenticity. Like as much as we may look forward to telling stories that are more uptown, maybe more intellectual. They stuck on that, and you find that as they improve technically, these films are also interesting to watch on a larger scale. Like if you put more money into a grassroots story, it will do well. Like if you look at the films that have done well, they're just stories that belong to them. Like the Devil Wears Prada. I think there's a story like that that Ramsey Noah has.
What?
And you find that it almost made like 300 million naira.
Damn.
That's a lot of money.
That's
60 million Kenyan shillings.
Damn.
And you find that because I remember when I won the MVCA, then the next day we were leaving. Now we were coming back to Kenya. So at the airport, me and Likarion, we were just getting checked, our bags, what, and then there's this guard who was like, I saw you yesterday on TV. Congratulations, I saw you on, and I'm like. These are people you don't expect to probably be watching MVCA. And I'm like, they really love their own. They when you go outside here, upate mama ama mtu mwenye anauza mahindi, ask them, okay, do you know Lupita Nyong'o? They'll be like,
ni nani?
But so out there you find people selling a goosey. You're like, do you know Ramsey? And you find that they really respect the industry. Like they would pay to watch, the actresses, and also like I felt Nollywood is like a mini Hollywood where you're hired because of your following. If you have more numbers, then people know you'll
Kenya
sell.
is catching up with that.
Yeah, so Kenya is at least catching up with that. So I think those days, like you'd find people hire IT guys who can balloon your followers. So you have more to say, but at
Yeah.
the same time they have to check whether the engagement is the same. Because if you have like 5 million followers, you've posted something, you get like
Yeah.
20,000 likes, people will be like, what's happening here?
What's happening there?
So that's what I
Yeah.
learned. The viewership is really immense. They kind of respect their celebrities. Let me say like that, and mostly the actors and the actresses. But it's also going into now the people behind the crew. The directors, the companies that produce these films. And I feel like maybe that's where we still have a bit of catch up to do. Where
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get to that part. So what about us?
So I feel like we are very good technically with our stories. And unfortunately, at the beginning, or maybe a few years ago, I felt like we were very poisoned with American cinema, because we were always telling stories. People are talking this English, and you feel the actors is like,
yeah,
that feels very imposed on them. It doesn't feel
natural to them.
Because
Yeah,
in Nigeria, they will speak pidgin, and you'll feel like it's very authentic. But I felt like when I was there, a lot of now Kenyan stories started coming up where people are speaking more of Sheng, stories, even local language, the Luo, the Kikuyu.
yeah,
And I feel like that can travel, because once you send films like this to, let's say, Europe with subtitles, like people enjoy seeing, oh, this is how Kenya is, and it's not just the stories. I feel like we've done a lot of like 10 Nairobi Half-Lives since Nairobi Half-Life
Oh my
came out.
God, somebody says it and it's not me. Honestly, yeah, there's a pandemic that I hope dies soon.
Yeah, so I feel like we should also just celebrate our core, like, things like sports. People know us for sports.
Man,
so much.
like there's
marathon.
There's
but
no
very
film
few
about
films.
that.
Yeah, and actually I'm working on a film that tells about sports, Samuel Wanjiru to be specific. And I feel like more people should do stories that, you can tell it's purely Kenyan,
Yeah.
So I think that's also where we need to grab what is really ours, so that we don't feel like we are borrowing from another industry. Or stuff like
something
that.
that's very original to us.
Exactly.
Okay, agreed.
Exactly.
Now we have seen your journey and the differences that you see, and it's good. Like, I like what you've mentioned, because it's exactly what I think. I'm like, we don't have a celebrity culture. Sometimes works to our advantage because wewe ni nani.
Yeah.
But secondly, clearly it does work to the advantage of the industry.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, I mean, it's a shocker. I see why you are shocked, because also I would be shocked if somebody checking in my bags at the airport knew me from an awards show. I'm not even a filmmaker from your country.
Exactly. And I'm like,
damn, that's crazy.
I made a speech for like a minute and a half. It's that short.
Yeah.
And there are very other many Nigerian who were nominated and went up there and took awards.
But he recognized you. That's crazy. Ask. And even the example that you've just given, Lupita Nyong'o, did I say Nyong'o? Like, I'm Zungu. Forgive me. Lupita Nyong'o, who's like a big actress coming from Kenya and now a big star in Hollywood and all. I mean, yeah, good question. I would, we might just go into the streets and ask to see how many people would know. That's crazy. And I guess those are some of the things that hopefully we're able to fix as an industry.
Exactly.
Now, pause for reflection. You stayed there. Is there any bit of your stay in Nigeria that has influenced the story? Because first of all, the story is an interesting mix.
Yep.
Animation. Like, let's talk about that as well.
So if you allow me, I can just give you a genesis of
please.
Where it started. It's a funny story because Mo had her birthday and she had this attire vibe, like you have to wear Chinese to her birthday party. So me and my colleagues are looking at each other. I'm like, we have nothing Chinese with us. Everything is either from Kenya or from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So we were advised to go to a place called Chinatown. It's like a shop. It's just, they sell a lot of Chinese. It's like China. I think here we have China Square.
China Square.
Yeah. But it's not really at the Chinese peke. Like it's majority is Chinese.
Yeah.
So we went there, and then you see the way there are many boutiques, and then you come to a shop and then you don't find the owner. So you're like, okay, who's selling here? You look around, and then from far you just see a woman shouting, "What do you want?" I'm like, there are like 5 or 6 stores.
Person.
Yeah, it's a Nigerian person. Oga, waiting you want. I'm like, hey, relax. Me, I can't shout over all these people. I'm not like them. They shout and it's just normal.
And it's normal.
No reason. Like, it's just, I don't know why they love noise, but
yeah.
But I just pointed at the shop, like at the shoe. There's a shoe I've seen. Come. And then she just starts walking nonchalantly. I'm like, this woman has made money. She doesn't feel like selling.
She doesn't feel like making some more, at least not from me.
So she arrives and okay, wait, Oga, waiting you want? And then I'm like, I like this shoe. How much is it? And then this one. So she gives me a price, and it's almost like 14K or something. And I'm like, and then when you live outside the country, there's always this tendency we have before you settle in.
You have to convert. At least for once I can relate. You have to convert first to see in Kenyan shillings.
Kama unagongwa.
No, inagongwa.
So I'm like, hapa nagongwa proper. But sijaiona issue Kenya. So I try to negotiate the Kikuyu in me. And
the
I'm
Maina.
Like, the Maina in me. I'm like, can you go down? Small. And then she reduces like 500 naira. I'm like, still, okay, I have to go back and revisit my budget. I'll come back. But she's like, no, you're not going. You go buy this shoe. And I'm like,
is it
you're going to force me to buy the shoe? No, we could not have negotiated all this long and then just want to go. How much you have? And then I'm like, what I told you is what I have. And then she picks up that I have a different accent.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you're not from here, Abby? And then I'm like, no, I'm actually from Kenya. And then all of a sudden she's like, handsome boy. Okay, let's talk. I don't know. That changed the whole vibe. And I'm like, okay. So immediately she goes down like, I think like 3,000 or 4,000. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just promote you. And then we start talking. And then, she tells me that she just learned that her son has impregnated somebody. And she's wondering how, they will be able to do this because the son is actually in first aid campus and all this stuff. So I started to, get a vibe of why she was feeling like she's not in the mood for that day.
Yeah.
And when I went away, I started thinking, if I judged, like, if I just walked away from the moment she was shouting, what I want in the shop, I would have gone and just assumed my own things.
Yeah.
And I just thought about how you walk into a bank, you see someone shouting at the teller, and you already judge them like, maybe that person has anger issues.
Yeah.
So that's why now I started telling a story, and there's a scene where a mom is watching her kid fall in the park, but she doesn't help the kid. She just keeps shouting, try again, get up and try again. So people in the park are wondering, why doesn't she help her child? Like her child is like maybe 4 or 5 years. And it's basically, there was something that she was trying to train her. She didn't have so much time on earth. So she was trying to make her feel like she can live life without her and be strong. And now I looked at a different angle. So because the story has 3 interrelated, let me say, characters who mingle in the film all around. And then that's when I thought, let me experiment with animation as well, because actually animation came when I was filming, because I realized, getting a kid to keep falling with a bike, it's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. So I thought, okay, maybe I can think about how to bring in to life some of the things that it's hard to do or you need more time. And aesthetically, that's when I went and rewrote the script again to include animation.
Yeah.
And
That's so interesting.
yeah.
Man. Okay.
And I'm really glad it ended up the way it did, because the few who really watched the film really love it.
Okay. I can't wait to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, and I feel there's a lot of people try to be very safe, and I feel like people should be more risk takers.
Yeah, you've broken a rule there's no rule there, but it feels like there was a rule, like you can't mix these two when you have
to do the live action full, or animation full, but mixing
live action and animation.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the journey also with animation was tricky, because at the same time, you're putting all this, because I really wanted something that looks realistic. Not game engine 3D animation realistic, but something that is really like you can tell this is a human being who has this movement, the eyes. And at the time when we were starting, AI wasn't as strong. So we had to really go back to Blender and Maya and graft through. Sometimes you'd find that you took a day to render 10 frames. And I'm like, I need to render 2,000 frames, 10 frames a second.
Mad work.
So I ended up going back to my pocket. I invested on a new machine so that at least we can see results faster. And it was just an investment for my company.
Yeah.
But also just directing animation has also taught me a lot, that you kind of need to be patient, and there are a lot of mistakes that you will notice, but some of them you can let go, because if you really keenly watch even the big Pixar movies, Disney, you'll notice some inconsistencies, some mistakes here and there. But if it's not visible to the eye, because there's this rule that I usually give, even because I lecture, I give my students who mainly even are in post-production, that the emotion is the first thing you have to think about when you're looking at cuts.
Yeah.
Because if you're moving from a scene where someone is crying and 2 shots crying, that's more emotive rather than continuity.
Yeah.
When someone is lifting the hand, like you'll feel like emotion should be the first thing, story should be the second, and then continuity should be the third.
Okay.
So even now in animation, it's the same, where you're looking at whether it feels that the story is moving and the characters are able to communicate emotionally something, and then maybe you won't have to worry so much about those mistakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long is the film?
The film is 15 minutes.
15 minutes long. Yeah. All right. As we now start winding up, what plans do you have for this particular film? Is it going to screen here? Are you planning the festival route? What are the plans?
So at the moment, actually, it's on a festival circuit. So we've applied to local and international festivals as well. But at the same time, we're also planning a screening, but it won't be just a screening for the film. It will be probably a combination of my films.
Maybe like an anthology of sorts.
Exactly.
Oh, that's cool. That's good. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good.
So this is still being planned, but we'll probably do it at Unseen.
Okay.
We have a company that we communicate regularly. It's called M Green Entertainment. So whoever is interested, that's probably where you'll get most of the information. And also just my own accounts are Mark Maina.
All right. I will definitely put them in the description box. So if people want to find the film, we keep watching out on updates on M Green.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So as we wind up, there's no way you can leave here without us playing a game. But first of all, which is the last Kenyan film you watched?
Sketchy Africans.
For real?
Yeah.
In person or
in
online?
Person, yeah.
You were there?
I went to the premiere. Yeah.
I didn't see you. Ah, okay. Really?
I was there, and then
Did you like it?
yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction in terms of comedy storytelling because it's not just the way we see
Yeah.
stories. I feel like it was really close to Death at a Funeral, where people are joking about serious things.
Yeah.
And coming up, you know, it was just interesting to watch bad people becoming lovable on screen.
Yeah, like y'all are making mistakes, but I love you.
Yeah.
Agreed. All right, so quick fire questions.
Mhm.
Number one, which is the last film that made you cry? Do you cry when you watch films?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely. Wow, I do actually. So I watched. It's a series though.
Mm-hmm.
It's a series, or you need a film.
No, whichever.
So I watched Maid.
Maid.
It's a series called Maid. The Maid.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah. There were scenes that were really, you know, because the story is a maid who has to struggle with a kid. She's like 23 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, she goes to, and for me, because we are used to seeing American cinema as, you know, it's just positive stories, big stories.
I get exactly what you mean, yeah.
But this story showed how there are people who are actually suffering. They are living in shelter homes. You know, they are not able to put gas or pay for $5 meal. You know, the way
the way we visualize
US is like they're the ones with money, but that changed how I see and you know you see a lot of emotion there.
Okay. Which is the hardest scene you've ever had to shoot?
The hardest, that one where there's a kid riding a bike. The parents are there, they're watching, they're like, Mr. Mark, she's gonna get hurt. Let's not. But you really want them to fall and cry, and you're like, how do I shoot this? And that was really hard. Like just directing kids can be tough. There's an algorithm you have to use, whether you have chocolate. If you do this, I'll give you chocolate. It's not just
blackmail.
You have to blackmail them, by the way.
That's blackmail. All right, a director that you admire right now.
So I've always been a fan of Christopher Nolan. I even named my son Nolan.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because
okay.
I love his films because he's those people that you have to watch their films twice to understand, or maybe not necessarily understand, but every time you watch it, you get a new perspective or more information. And I love those movies because you never get bored with them.
Okay. All right, last round. So I'll name 3 films and you'll say whether they're a bop or a flop. Kenyan.
Okay.
You said the last one. Sketchy Africans. Bop or flop?
Bop.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Have you watched Makosa Nyango?
Not yet. I really wanted to. At that time they were doing it, but I hear they're going to be screening soon.
But it's on their site.
It's on their site.
It's on their site.
The 250 where you pay the 250.
Okay. Next. Have you watched any of the recent film series on Netflix, Kenyan ones?
So I'm part of Sugar. So I watch
Sugar, Bob or flop?
I think it's a Bob. I think it's a Bob.
Of course, there's no you say flop and you're part of it. I'd be shocked. I was wondering why you're not mentioning Sugar. And we mentioned it in a previous episode. I was like, don't dwell on it. Don't dwell on it. All right, last one. If you watch Sketchy Africans, what's the name of this? It's a free country. Have you watched it?
No.
Okay, you mentioned a film.
Any film.
Yeah. Kenyan
film.
That has been produced last year.
That
you really liked.
Boda
Love. Bop or flop?
Bob.
Okay, guys.
Bob.
Thank you so much.
I'm conflicted because I have friends in that movie.
I know. Me too. I'm just like, all right. So you said, hopefully after you finish the festival circuit, we'll be able to watch Pause for Reflection. I think it's an interesting concept to mix live action with animation.
Yeah.
I hope it's a really good film.
Please, if you watch it, I know you're a critic. I was looking forward to getting a bish bash. But
it's always nice to also hear the conversation.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
I always love when you get critique, because I feel like as an artist, a lot of people sometimes don't welcome negative criticism. So they're always like, well, someone in a bow.
But anyway,
But
just
it helps
to
you grow.
Yeah, it's criticism doesn't always have to be negative.
Yeah.
It can be constructive.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's why I do this. And I still say this all the time. I am a critic. I'm not here to bash your films. I'm here to point out things that could be constructive enough so that your audience can enjoy it.
Exactly.
That is the end of our episode. Please say one parting word. And here, we usually give a hot take before you leave. So one hot take about the Kenyan film industry in particular. Anything.
One hot take.
Mhm.
Sound is important. Do not ignore sound. People ignore sound, but I feel like it's one of the biggest tools that you can use to make sure that your film does well. And then tusifanya tu magans. Let's tell stories that
I like this one.
let's tell stories that come from a different angle rather than people crime, people living in slums.
Yeah.
Like it's very cliche. Let's
Yeah.
challenge ourselves. Let's do more psychological thrillers, even action. Like, let's not be fearful of effects and emotive stories. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your time. I will put the links to where you can find Mark in the description box and where you can find the film once it comes out. And link, is the trailer on YouTube? I mean,
Yes, the
it
trailer
will
is
be
on
on this
YouTube.
episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
good.
also on YouTube.
Okay, I
Yeah.
will link it as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you as well for
All
having
right.
me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Until next time, it's a wrap for this episode. Bye.